I'm Sophie. I'm a civil engineering PhD student and my project is supported by NEOF. I'm investigating the microbiological risks posed by urban flood events in cities, and this involves me going to different field sites during flood events, taking soil and water samples and bringing them back to the lab and analysing them to look at the microbial community composition and to see if there's any pathogens there that could be a risk to public health. So I use the NEOF labs to use molecular methods to extract the DNA from the bacteria that are present in my samples, and by doing that I can answer questions such as which microbes are there, how dangerous they are, where they might have come from, and also how long they might survive. I've used the NEOF Visitor Facility, the lab, to do all of my DNA extractions from my soil and water samples. I've also used the PCR machines here, made gels and things like that here, and I've also used the nano drop and the qubit to assess the quality of the DNA before I send it over to the NEOF lab in Liverpool for sequencing. And I've had help from people that work in the lab during all of that as well, because I was learning things that were quite new to me. I've also had a lot of help from NEOF with the bioinformatics part of my project, so all the data analysis. I attended some NEOF workshops to gain the skills I needed, and I've also had help from a data analyst that works here as well. So far, I've found that in all of my samples from the field sites that there has been potentially pathogenic bacteria present in both the soil samples and the water samples during a urban flood event. And there's been bacteria found such as Pseudomonas, which is known to cause illness among humans. This is really interesting because it means they could potentially be a risk to public health, especially because the field sites are public areas that are frequented by people quite a lot. During my project, I've worked across a lot of different departments and different labs, but working at the NEOF lab has been my favourite place to work. It has everything I need in one place. All the staff are really friendly and eager to help with any problems that I've had, and it's just a really nice atmosphere here. I'm heading towards the last 6 months of my project, so I'm hoping to have papers published with the data from my project, and then the data will be available for other people to see and to use. I'm hoping that the data could be used to give a bit more information about urban flooding and the public health risks, and maybe even be used to help safeguard public health in areas that do frequently have urban flood events.